Well, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning, Samuel. Good morning, Hank.
Morning.
I think today we're for a catharsis.
What that means?
Yeah, it's weird. That's not a word that is normally in my vocabulary. But this morning, I woke up and mental catharsis jumped into my head, and I'm like, what? Mental catharsis? I gotta look up the definition of that, because I must have heard somebody say it before. I didn't. Sometimes have you ever known what something is maybe, but never really thought about it? Like you say it, but you haven't really given a deep thought about it, like what that really means. Or as we say sometimes, what that means.
Yeah.
And like a catharsis. I know for me, running, exercise, physical activity, strenuous physical activity, that's a real good catharsis for me. It's like your emotional outlet, emotional relief.
Release, yeah.
Yeah, they call it like a pressure relief valve on a water heater. Let me guess, what that means.
What that means?
Well, on a water heater, you got those valves.
I got a pressure relief valve on my body.
If it gets too much pressure, yeah, it kind of farts.
Yeah.
And then it feels
But
better.
for your brain.
Yeah,
And
so
we're not talking a brain fart.
it should be called
It's
like
different.
a mental catharsis. But yeah, so we got some people. What is it? What's your catharsis? What's your mental release? There's some people that are artistic and they use painting and art as an outlet. There's some musicians that perform music. You ever hear that? I'm sure you have, like that screamo music stuff. I could see where that sort of
Is an outlet for 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a
Scream
real
at the top of your lungs.
yeah. And just the idea behind it is to not make it safe, don't hurt anybody when you're doing it. But there's sometimes can be a fine line on how people are hurt in certain emotional releases.
Would it just be when you're mad? The catharsis when you're mad?
Well, I personally think that it should be more on a regular basis.
Could just be a stressful day, or at the end of the day, what do you do
But
to forget about your
I
day?
feel like people are more often mad at me than I'm mad at them. So, and when someone's mad at me, I usually just get sad.
Well, we feel very sorry for.
well,
Anywho,
I don't. I think it's hard to tell whether certain people are mad at you, or, at least in my belief, I feel like there's things that I do personally that maybe is part of my mental catharsis and raising my voice and yelling a little bit, maybe more than I should. It's maybe more of a release for me, and also kind of something to spark those around me. I don't like it. I don't like that one, but I do it.
I feel like when someone's yelling at me, it's like I don't even think about. I just kind of like tune out and then think about something that makes me happy.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on how you're motivated. Like, are you the type of person who relies on external motivation to get you to do something? Or are you like an internal person?
Well, and I mean, to go back to Hank's point about people shutting down, it's like, yeah, you do have to think about others when you are working through your own mental catharsis. And, you know, with that word popping into my head and me doing a little bit more investigation into it, you know, it does need to be something, your outlet needs to be something that is safe for others and doesn't negatively affect others. That's not the goal. You just don't want to dump all your problems or explode onto someone else. You want to not only help yourself, but if you can help others in the process, that's good.
Yeah, so what helps me when I'm sad, I guess, you know, I get sad, whatever, and then I just think about everything that I'm grateful for, like the people, and that makes me a little less sad. So that's kind of helpful. Like, take a hot shower and think about the people you're grateful for in life.
How lucky you are to have a hot shower. I think go back to the simple things in life, the basics. Go back to your foundation. Go back to the simple things in life. The hot shower, the ability to go from A to B in a vehicle, whether it's a good vehicle or one that needs to be, or a brand new vehicle, or or an old vehicle, whatever it is, you still have the ability to use it and be grateful for those things. I think that is a good way to get back to square one on that.
But that's kind of a different mindset where I feel like it's easier to think of the things you're grateful for when you're sad, but when you're mad, maybe not so much. So it's like, what would be a good catharsis for when you're mad?
Well,
Probably being alone in a self-reflection about what I did to make that person feel that way, or what that person did to make me feel that way. But I think you got to be careful with that second thing, thinking about what people did to you. Because oftentimes when you're angry, it seems like you want to focus on me. And
well, me, and like, how did they hurt me?
yeah, like, I'm the best person. You know, I'm the top dog. Why are they like this to me?
Yeah.
And I think we often forget that it's a team sport, right? And everyone around you is a person too, and they still have them same thoughts. And people don't think you're the top dog either all the time, right?
Well, and yeah, when you think about the me, it's okay to think about the me as long as you're thinking about the me in the right way.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were saying, yeah, you have to think about it as maybe there's something that I can change or I can correct. I can tell you this, I'm human. I'm not perfect in no way, shape, or form. I'm trying. I'm out here trying to be the best person that I can be to show up for my boys, show up for the world, show up for my family, my girls at home. And every day I'm trying to be better. And it's hard. It's hard to do that. It's not easy. What's easy is what you think you might be easy. What we think might be easy is by taking the route of not thinking, not self-reflecting, not taking care of ourselves, taking it easy, enjoying life, so to speak, in a sense of enjoying the comforts of life and focusing only on those, and not taking the time to do what we think is hard initially. But what ends up happening is, by avoiding those head-on tough conversations or tough physical exercises or tough situations in general, we push that off. It builds. The problems build in our life. And then what we started out as thinking, this is the easy route, it ends up being a living hell, or the most difficult route you could have ever taken. When, had we actually taken the time to do what appears to be the most difficult thing, not the comfortable thing, and just do it, it'll change your life for the better and make your overall happiness skyrocket.
So last week I got in my car, it wouldn't start, and I just had Dad come pick me up from home, take me everywhere, and I did that for a couple days because I didn't want to deal with the broken down battery. And then he dropped me off at home, and then a couple nights, I spent the night at his house one night, and long story short, I just didn't get it done. I didn't get the battery fixed, so I was kind of relying on others to get me to where I wanted to go because I didn't have a car. And Monday morning, this morning, I had to get out to Dad's house, and I didn't get a text of, hey, we're coming to pick you up, Hank. So I kind of had to figure it out. I had to go get a battery. I had to kind of jump in through my butt to get it done last minute to get this battery in. And I did finally get it in, but I was later than I hoped. And it was a big hassle. I could have just had it done this weekend, but I decided to screw around and not do it because I was being lazy. We kind of got out of the mojo, our running mojo last week, between the snow and the sickness, just excuses really. And yeah, just feeling lazy, kind of sorry for myself. I was sad because some things weren't going my way, but who really cares at the end of the day?
Well, and that laziness isn't always a physical laziness. It can be the mental laziness where, we want to, showing up on site, ready to go is just the start, right? But when we are mentally lazy and aren't handling those problems, aren't taking care of those, it does pile up. And then you're kind of jumping through your butt, trying to get it done. It's not so fun. And we're all guilty of that. I do that. We all do it. We just have to get better at not doing it and practice.
One thing for me, when I guess, I don't know if I get too sad anymore, I guess I get stressed out every now and then. And I like being by myself and taking a pause and just thinking about how I can attack the problem. Because I feel like I've been through so much stuff, like it just kind of comes natural at this point. I just kind of relax and figure out a plan to attack the problem. And that's kind of how I go about things.
And you're understanding your catharsis and how you deal with things.
Yeah. I like going for a walk in the woods too. That relaxes me a whole lot. Just being by myself, I'll do that every now and then. Just kind of looking at nature, not thinking about anything else.
Yeah, I think if we all take the time to understand our own personal catharsis and what works not only for you, but it works for others around you, so where you're not offending them negatively or bringing them down. You know, you want to bring them up if you can. I mean, that's one of the whole reasons why you want to show up ready to go.
Especially if you're on the same team.
Yeah. And if you think about it, we are all on the same team. We're all Americans here. Not all of us, we do have some folks out there that, but we're all humans. Let's break it down to that. We're all humans trying to get through life the best way we know how. Some people take karate lessons and punch a speed bag or punch a heavy bag. There's all kinds of ways to deal with your mental issues, deal with your emotions, get them out. Some people yell into a pillow. Some people do those psychodramas. I think that's what these guys think maybe some of my outbursts. What do you guys call that when my little freak outs?
Crash out.
Not to be confused with a Diddy party. Not to be confused with a freak off.
But I think people forget how life is designed to challenge you. And you are going to go through struggles all the time. And that's okay. So don't get too stressed out about stuff, because it's designed to be hard.
I was watching this video of Alex Honnold. He's a free solo climber. That means you climb structures, rock formations without any ropes. And he's famous for free soloing El Capitan, which is a formation in Yosemite.
Yeah.
And it's just, you look at it, it's just basically a wall of granite. It's insane that people climb it with ropes. And this guy did it without one. So that's pretty insane. He's got nerves of steel, but he was saying that it's like people need to face actual life or death scenarios. It's like where the life we've built in these modern times you don't really ever face life or death scenarios. So the littlest things can stress you out. Like he was saying, he's like, I go to the airport and these people are freaking out because they might miss a plane. It's like, what's the big deal? You're in a climate controlled area. Like, you're not gonna die. Like, just calm down. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I guess you think about our ancestors and how every day when they're tracing their animals that they hunted, they were in danger
Yeah.
by being brought down by a lion, a wolf, you know.
That's That's real fear. Like a lot of fear we face nowadays is irrational fear, because we really have nothing to fear.
Yeah, when you're fearing for your life or fearing for your survival and not sure when your next meal's coming, you really don't take the time to think about suicide too much.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the African thing you were talking, Hank.
Yeah.
About how those African guys couldn't understand the concept of suicide because they're always surviving and fearing for their life because they got bigger fish to fry than little minor inconveniences in their life.
And making sure that they've got food for the tribe or food for their family or whatever it may be.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people, like, they'll see these guys who do crazy stuff, like free soloing, crazy structures, and they'll just write them off as these insane people who that's all they know is just being insane, and they don't have any rational thinking, but they actually do have good things that they've learned. And I'm not saying go out and kill yourself rock climbing something, but
Is that an eagle?
But
you can learn a lot
I think it
from
might be.
people who put themselves in what you would determine as insane.
Yeah, for him, for
Positions.
Alex, he's very skilled at that. And I think more recently, didn't he climb that building?
Yeah, he free soloed him. I think it's Taipan 101 or something.
So I'm no climber. I don't know, but that very well could have been an easier task
Yeah,
than climbing El Capitan.
yeah, it was. I think.
Because you know exactly how the building's built, where you can grab onto. And
Yeah, he had to like memorize the El Cap,
Yeah,
like
it was
crevices.
that building was kind of just like, I think he said it was like 3 of the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
Built like a bamboo stalk or something. But anyway,
And I'm not saying that was easy what he did, but it was probably easy for him. He sure made it look easy. But if you can challenge yourself, you don't have to put yourself in a situation where you are on the edge of a cliff. Put yourself in a situation that's challenging, difficult for you.
and don't write off these people like David Goggins. A lot of people are like, yeah, that guy's insane. And they kind of just leave it at that. It was like, yeah, he might be insane, but he knows, he's learned a lot over his years from doing all that crazy stuff. And a lot can be learned from him.
And even just regular people out running when it's a little cold, it's not as crazy as you might think. If you wear the right clothing and get out here, it's not too bad.
You warm up pretty quick.
You warm up quickly. So we talked about how cold exposes problems and challenges expose problems and make them even worse. I mean, I've been dealing with Achilles or calf issue for a while now, and I'm starting to, I mean, it's certainly a problem that I've got to work through and make adjustments, but have you ever just thought about a problem and it's like gets huge in your mind where you can physically feel it? Just as I was getting ready to talk about it, I just like tensed up on me. So I feel like there's a connection, a big connection between our physical and our mental that we don't always give too much weight to. It's like thoughts are things, right? Like the power of positive thinking, the power of negative thinking. It's when you think about something, and I'm not saying there's not problems, but they seem magnified at times. Problems can manifest themselves in physical ways. there's been times that I've ran for miles and miles and miles with no injury. But then there's been weeks where I've had mental problems that I'm dealing with, something, whatever it may be, emotional issue. And then it manifests itself into something like, oh, I can't exercise because my calf is hurting or my ankle hurts. For me personally, I deal with things that start as a mental issue and then manifest into a problem with my physical issues. Now, you can do the same thing in the positive direction. If it works in the negative direction, it can work in the positive direction.
You can manifest good things. Yeah, your brain, especially like in running, I've found your brain plays tricks on you sometimes, and it's like when you're really tired, sometimes your brain's like, oh, maybe I should just fall over into this ditch here and hurt myself.
Yeah.
So I don't have to run anymore. It's like the rational brain wouldn't think that.
That's right.
But when an exhausted brain, you do. And it's the most backwards thinking because you should be self-preservation number one, right? But an exhausted brain plays tricks, and I guess a sad brain can play tricks, a depressed brain, a mad brain. So just
identify your catharsis. Identify what helps you make you stronger. Identify those emotional releases that work for you. What is your catharsis? What are your catharses? I don't know if that's the proper way of saying that. It would have been a lot easier for us to sit in that warm car today and not do this.
yeah, I think a lot of times when you're sad, it's like you just want to sulk in the sadness.
Drown in your misery.
And it's like someone will tell you, hey, let's go do something. It's like, oh no, I don't want to. I'm sad. I don't want to. But a lot of times doing stuff will get you out of that sadness. So sometimes, a lot of times, most times, you got to just remember the feeling of after you've done something, after you've ran, after you've lifted weights, after you've hung out with friends, too.
Yeah, you could go swimming, you could go walking. There's so many physical activities that you could do.
You got to focus on that feeling you get afterwards, not the feeling of I don't want to do that you get when someone asks you if you want to do something.
Yeah. Don't get hung up on the idea that it's hard to do step one. Get through it. We all deal with it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. Winter's tough. Winter's difficult.
Just focus on everything you've got. A lot of people forget about how many people rely on them, how many people love them. Just remember that at the end of the day. How full your life is. And it can be better. You can always make your life better, and that's the goal really, is just maximize how good your life is, I guess. I'd say.
You guys are busting it, man. I don't know what it is.
What?
I'm good. I was watching this video last night about these sleeper agents and this, I think he was a CIA guy or FBI guy, I can't remember. But I guess he was interviewing this East Germany sleeper agent, and he, I guess, like, I don't know if in East Germany they do this, but in Russia they build like a whole mock-up American city, and they take these kids away from their parents when they're very young, and they basically grow up in this fake American city, learn American accents, the language, get a whole American education, and then they ship them over here when they're like late teens, 20s, and then they'll kind of work as a, you know, whatever job for like, could be 20 years until they're activated.
And they're a spy, basically.
Yeah, and they'll have like a whole family, kids. But anyway, this East Germany guy that this guy was interviewing, this FBI guy, said he came over and worked as like, I think it was a travel agent for 20 years. And he was on the subway home when he got this like message, I guess. And they give you a code that only you know to be able to like decrypt it, I guess, and send your response. And this guy walked up to him and he said, if you don't answer that, I'm gonna have to kill you.
Oh boy.
So he went right to the FBI and was telling the guy about his whole life and how he's a sleeper agent.
Wow.
And he said, as soon as I looked into my daughter's eyes, because he had a kid with an American lady, and he said, I couldn't do it anymore. So,
yeah, that'd be difficult.
yeah, he realized, you know, who his team really was, right? His family.
Yeah.
And he took their side over his former nation.
Well, I think that's why it's God then country, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like God might have been intervening in that.
Yeah. I just thought that story was interesting.
Yeah.
If you guys don't think so, that's okay.
I think it is interesting. It's because I think it's like a lot of people think that that's like fake stuff. That doesn't really happen.
But I mean, it's an excellent way for them to infiltrate the DOD or DOW now, whatever it is.
Yeah, Department of War, Department of Defense. Yeah.
Think about all the secrets they can give if you're high enough up, or perform like a terrorist attack. I know Russia and those other countries don't normally do terrorist attacks, but like Iran, whoever. Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And like, how could you not, like, if you have a wife for 20 years, not tell her like, oh, when I was a little kid, like, you know, I'm part of a program for Russia or East Germany, whatever. Obviously, East Germany's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
How crazy is that?
On days like today, I appreciate additional team members for helping when they can make it. I know they're at school today, but it makes you really appreciate the help that they give by carrying a flag, helping to carry the camera.
Yeah, I think about how, I think like maybe ask too much of them. Like, they are still in high school. Like, when I was still in high school, I wouldn't want to do this crap, you know?
I know.
So, I do feel for them, like,
I know, but I don't want to treat them like babies because they're not.
yeah.
And the world is harsh. It can be. It's not easy. And, you know, it is amazing that they'll come out and run so many miles, and Jack ran a marathon, and it's a big deal. And that's kind of what we want to do for them. We want to build them up to a level where things in life don't get them. They don't let the simplest stuff tear them apart. We don't want them to be in a
Morning.
airport sad that they missed their flight, flipping out over it.
Or get hit by a snowboarder, lightly tapped by a snowboarder, and freak out over it.
That lady yesterday. Yeah, it's like if you go in an environment where there's kids, it's basically like going to a dodgeball place and standing in the center and freaking out when you get hit by a ball. It's like, man, stuff's gonna happen. Your board's gonna get dinged up. You're gonna get hit, it happens.
Going to a pool expecting not to get splashed.
Yeah, it's like, it happens.
Yeah,
Kids are just kids sometimes, and that's okay.
you just get hung up in the hustle and bustle, I guess. And you think you're
Above that, I guess. I don't know.
well, and you think your life is just like, oh, this has got to be perfect. This is all that matters. Is work, that kind of stuff.
Nothing in life's perfect.
Someone said it best, a runner guy that I think of, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
And a lot of times it's that nasty chocolate.
Opera cream stuff. Life is full of chocolate boxes with opera cream in them.
But you do start out, as a kid, you only like one chocolate. Usually it's the milk chocolate stuff. And then as you grow, for me at least, I kind of changed over time, and I started liking the milk, or the dark chocolate, sorry. And you just like more and more. And I guess you could say that, like, growing used to the not so fun parts of life and getting enjoyment out of them, even though before you thought that they were some of the worst things that could happen to you in life.
You expand your horizons a little bit. You spread out in different areas that you never thought you'd be involved in.
Yeah, like for some people, running long distance might be like the real dark chocolates, and you just gotta kind of, what is that called, acquired taste?
Yeah, gotta get involved with it. Guys, take the time today, or as soon as you can, to identify your emotional releases and what works for you. You gotta get through this tough winter.
Yeah, so this is kind of a strange time. It's like so many Americans are facing a hard winter. It's kind of rare that even the southern states they got some snow. Even more so, they got some thick layer of ice, which is,
I saw in Miami,
Even more scary.
Florida, it was colder than Kodiak, Alaska yesterday.
Jeez.
But think Kodiak was like 39 degrees and Miami was like 35. So I don't feel too bad for it.
39, 35 feels pretty nice right now.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Supposed to hit 31 today.
that's like spring weather.
But yeah, winter's not easy. And I don't want anybody to think that we think it is, because it's not.
This makes it a little bit better after you're done.
Yeah,
Of course.
but facing that hard stuff, facing those difficult challenges, facing those tough conversations, whatever it is in your life that you're avoiding or just can't wait to get past it, confront it head on. Winter is a great way to kind of face those hard challenges.
Dude, the hard times is what really shapes you the most. And a lot of times we try to shy away from the hard things because they're hard and they're not fun to deal with.
But as you shy away from those things, the softer and softer you become.
Yeah, that's true.
And the weaker and weaker, yeah. The weaker you get, the more you justify
Not doing
not
things.
doing it. And that's easy.
Once you get like so in tune with yourself, like I'm gonna run tomorrow, it's like a non-negotiable. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go do it. I'm gonna go do that. I have to. Or else if you don't, it like messes with you all day. It's like a little voice in the back of your head saying,
No one likes a friend who's always canceling plans on you. So if you're always canceling plans on yourself, it's like you're gonna start resenting
Yourself.
your own self,
That's right.
which is
Boy.
not a good situation.
Yeah. You gotta love yourself. Be good to yourself. You're really all you got. When you're alone, it's just you and your thoughts. Be good to yourself. I got another exercise for you today. When it comes to mental laziness, take the time to think about what you bring to the table to any group, whether it's your work, your friend group. What is it that you bring? What do you add to the group? Why are you a positive light in that group? What is it that you add to your work that makes you a great team member? Is it because you just show up? There's got to be more to it than just being on time to work every day. Add in mental strength. Work on that. Don't be mentally lazy when you get to work. Show up. That's step one. Step two is add to the work. Be better than the guy next to you or the girl next to you. Work harder, smarter. Think. Thinking is becoming a lost art. It truly is. I'm guilty of it. That's why I'm speaking of it. Because it's hard. It's hard to engage mentally. It's so much easier just to coast. Show up on time and coast.
Yeah, in order to think, you kind of have to take a step back and get yourself out of the situation. And sometimes that's really difficult. Like you just get caught up in the small stuff, and you're kind of just on autopilot. completing these mindless tasks when
you can be so much more,
yeah,
or you are so much more, and you're just not.
and all it requires is a step back and a use of your brain.
There are so many business owners that are searching for people that solve problems, that can think, that want to think. If you're a thinker, you're going to be successful. Thinking and doing, you put those two together, there's nothing can stop you. Think, take action. Think, take action. It's truly that simple. Think, take action, make corrections. Think, take action, make corrections. Just keep moving. Just keep doing. Keep thinking. Think deeper.
And even when it comes to your everyday life, like not just work, like on your everyday life, just sometimes some problems just need a little more brain power than you normally give them.
Yeah, when you come home tonight from work, don't just flip on the TV and sit down and let your mind go blank. I realize there's some time that you may need to decompress a little bit. But think about others. Think about what you're bringing to the table at home. Think about your kids. Think about how much they need you. How communication, intelligent communication with them can benefit their lives. Seven miles down. One to go.
Now we're out here running, and we know that all we got to do is 8 miles. Sometimes we put in just enough effort to get us to that finish, to that 8 miles. But what if we came out here and ran an unknown distance that no one really knew how far we were going to go?
Yeah.
It's like, would you be able to do it not knowing how far you have left?
For me, I feel like I almost like that. I don't know. It seems like I like the suffering aspect where when people are kind of freaking out about stuff, I kind of sit back and laugh to myself and think, let's go, let's get it done. I don't know why I'm like that.
I used to be that way when I was young.
Like in Ranger School, when people would freak out about stuff,
Yeah.
I just laugh and be like, it's all part of the plan.
I'm usually the one struggling anymore. But
Yeah. It's almost like a sick, twisted way of looking at chaos.
I like the suffering once it's done.
Yeah.
Glad I went through it.
And also, like, obviously, if you're getting your ass kicked in war or something, like, if it's you up against 200 Taliban fighters, or something, like,
Yeah.
it's not going to be it's fun. And I don't know, it's like, maybe I should take training more seriously and not think of stuff that way. But I would hope it would carry over into times like that and make me think, let's relax and figure this out. Because if I freak out, there's no way I'm getting out of here alive.
You're not gonna be able to think.
Yeah. Morning.
Yeah, and the people that you gravitate toward in those stressful times are the ones who keep a cool head
Yeah.
and can actually lead through difficult times.
Yeah, I think that's important. Just be the chill guy sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's time and a place to be joking too. As often as I guess I'm kind of the chill guy, and I crack jokes a lot too, but I think there's a time when I'm very serious also. But I guess until you're seriously challenged in life and death scenarios, then the true colors show, you know.
Yeah.
You may be a coward.
I'm challenging myself today, I can tell you that. It's a rough one.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the thought of the end gets us through, but what if there was no thought of the end? Like, what if it was like life? Life doesn't have a predetermined end that you're aware of.
Yeah, it's kind of like an unknown distance run.
Yeah. So
it's like, how do you go about that? Let's look.
I'm sorry, guys.
Do you kind of just, I guess you pace yourself, right? In a true unknown distance run, why would you go out sprinting?
yeah,
In life, why would you go out sprinting? I guess you could kind of use that as a figure of speech for just going crazy hard on people and stressing others out around
treating
you.
your body badly.
Yeah, when you got time, man.
You don't know how long you're gonna have to use that body for.
Yeah,
So
well, if you treat it poorly,
yeah, it won't be very long.
I guess the race ends.
But
you're
that's not
a
always
DNF
true.
pretty-
You see, like, think about how long Ozzy Osbourne lived for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like sometimes you see like a punishment to the body makes it stronger. It's kind of odd. And the ones that work out their whole life die earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know what the method is, but I don't know.
It's probably 20 degrees right now. It's definitely warmer. I feel warm.
I feel better than I did at the start.
This winter's been a whole lot different than the past few winters. Seems like by February it's warm again. I don't know. I know next week it's supposed to warm up a little bit.
It's definitely a challenge, that's for sure.
Guys, we're coming up on the end of this bad boy. Nice work. To this point, we got ice up here we gotta avoid.
So, morning, guys.
Let's get out.
I thought they were saying a prayer. But they were looking at that tire inflation.
Let's get out and do something challenging today, guys. Make it a great day. Whatever you choose to do, do something. Work on that catharsis, that emotional release.
Look inward. Be grateful.
Reflect. Looking forward to the springtime.
Yeah, maybe that could be the metaphor. Like, the end of the run is like, you know, the thing you look forward to is the
Spring.
changing of
Seasons.
seasons
Yeah,
when you're in a crappy season.
I think we're light on ice right now. Yeah, so look forward to that more comfortable environment, that more enjoyable.
But when you're in a more comfortable environment, you can push yourself even harder. You know?
That's right. When spring does show up, you need to be ready for it and to be able to push yourself. Don't just be like, oh, God, spring's here, now I can go sit in my chair outside and relax. Challenge yourself a little bit. I sure did today.
It's like spring's here. I won't have to worry about slipping on ice. I can just run, get them miles in.
Whatever your emotional release is, get it done.
Yeah.
Get out there, challenge yourself. Make it a great day. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming out, Sam and Hank. I love you guys.
Love you too, Ryan.
Tell your family you love them.
That's right. And it's not easy all the time. We fight, we battle. But remember, at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We're all human beings wanting most likely the same or similar things out of life. Find your happiness. Make it a great day.
Okay, I think we're gonna end it. Fine.
We're gonna end it now.